Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very standard yet reliable cup of tea, the good old-fashioned cuppa. So welcome back to Prison Architect, where previously we were doing some expansion, and when I say some, I mean all of the expansion that I plan on doing in this facility at this stage. It was expanded twice to the left. We put in the fence around it. I didn't actually designate it as staff only, which I should probably do. And that also meant there was a bit of a space on the end, which we've put in our protective custody. More on that in a moment. But the idea is that we have our 4 cell blocks, cell block A, B, C, D, rated from Supermax over to low risk, and as you go from the Supermax to low risk, as the grade drops, essentially, sorry, as the prisoner category drops, the grade increases, so there is more amenities and better grading in the low risk cells, which hopefully fosters an incentive to have the inmates transfer. So cleared for transfer. So grading from the Supermax down to maximum to medium and then to low. He's got different categories and stuff, and we'll see how we get on. So the main focus, however, is going over to here, which is where we're going to have this is going to be our protective custody area. Now, there's probably still changes to be made, and there's certainly some discussion as to whether or not we need family cells. I don't think you do. I don't think we need family cells. I just think that's not a thing, and people have said that is the case, but then there's also been a bit of conflicting information. Similar thing for actually cells over here. We've got the nursery and the family cells here. However, and it's quite clear that the game states that low-risk inmates can come with babies. Yeah, so realistically, the high-risk areas, and I would say maybe high and supermax, almost certain you will never ever see like a need for family cells. So this area here, sort of pointless. You could probably knock it down and build anything in there. But then again, remember we were building for cloning, as well as we can have transfers. So we definitely need more family cells in the low risk areas. So, or whether or not they're eligible to transfer or not, I don't know. It's a cleave for transfer and a family cell thing. It's a mix of the two. I have a feeling that the high-risk areas will never have a need for family cells, and the lowest ones will probably need more than I've planned. I've got 6 for each. But then again, saying that, we've already had the maximum low-risk members in here when we only really had three families. There you go. Actually, there's 3 in here. I think it's a case of let's just see. I'm making provision for family cells over here. Again, I don't think we will ever need it. But I'm going to build it nonetheless because I think it would be, if nothing else, a bit of symmetry. So we'll have to see. Like I say, all these are going to be protective custody. And that's what we need to build. Parole. There we go. Put all these in. So let's go ahead and crack on with this building. So these are all going to be cells and have all the usual in. So we need to build protective custody. Obviously, we're still working on all of the grants and stuff. So we've got Reform Prisoner Initiative, Reform Through Education Initiative. That's working on that one. And what was the grant? Cell Block C I will grab. And let's go with some building. So this is going to be... Well, I could go with a comfy bed, and I think I will do just that. Why has my mouse decided not to work? There we go. So we're going to put in this, and we will get all of these built. Like I say, I do plan on getting them built in this episode. That is the plan, and it should be all right. We should be able to build it. As I said, the family cells I don't think we'll actually need, and I'm not actually... I'm probably not going to build them. I'm going to get them technically complete. And I will keep this as nursery. But I don't think I'm going to need them. I'm actually hoping I'm proven wrong. And I do need them because then that means that the planning and building of it is worthy of it. What did I go for these? I just go with barred walls, didn't I? There's the basics anyway. So you got your toilets and everything else in there. What else do the prisoners want in here? So remember, these are going to be grading. So grading-wise, you want... These are going to be the highest grade possible. I'll actually put those in the... It doesn't really matter where these go. Like so. And I'm just going to keep going down the list, really. So bookshelf. going to put in like this. I don't know why there of all places, but it is what it is. And I could mirror this, but I'm just waiting for the guys to do their thing. I'm going to go for the TVs, because that's again the obvious one. It's actually easy to make, because I just need to drag it down like that and then up like that. There we go. That's the right orientation, yes. Anything that upgrades these, increases the grade, is what we need. Pet bird, because this is probably, and your mileage may vary, probably one of the best items you can actually build in the game. Pet bird, 150 generic units of currency, a tiny companion to keep your inmates company, caters for the family and luxury needs. To have just the luxury needs in it of itself is worth the cost of entry. I would happily pay a lot more for this item. But family and luxuries in one item, it's just great. It's absolutely perfect. They do want a desk in, so we'll put desks in. They'll also want a chair, which I'm just going to use standard chair. I'm not going to mess around. It doesn't mean they're going to have to clamber over the chair, but I like to think that they would just push the chair in to go around. There we go. What else might they want? You can have radios and sofas. Radio is the obvious one, because it's a one by whatever. Then I have to place things in that is not graded. So prayer mat. I want prayer mats in, because prayer mats, although they don't grade a cell, they do provide it with. I'm going to place it in this exact same place. They don't provide the cell with anything in terms of grading, but they will provide the spirituality need, or they'll meet the need of spirituality in here. Actually, I think I will put these behind the TV. Like that. And then it's back to, I think most of those are in. Then the prayer mats will go back here. And grading-wise, what else can we have? It's going to be logistics, room quality, and we've got the large window in there. We've got the bookshelf, we've got a radio, we've got TVs, we've got chairs, pet bird, punch bag and stuff. As long as these are graded to the max level, I'm not really bothered about the rest of it. The parole is the obvious one. And then I will go for canteen, which is going to be on one side. I'm going to go with security, which is going to go in here. And let's go back to this one. So serving table fits in there nicely, so that's where it's going to go. And tables, 1, 2. And then the benches, which, I mean, that can have 8 inmates. That should be totally fine. The nursery, if I need to build it, will go there. The family cells will need a crib. Actually, I should probably put them there then, shouldn't I? Yeah. Put the crib behind the TV. Actually, no, I'll put the crib there. And the TV goes there. I don't know what that says about either me or the way this is laid out, but that's it is what it is. We'll go for that. We have room to take in more inmates. I mean, we do, but there you go. Right, that's built. While we are waiting, then let's treat ourselves to some line tiles, shall we? Yeah, why not? Treat ourselves to a bit of line tiles. Like so. Like so. Obviously, I'll have to redo a lot of this because I'm just trying to... It's better if I just do it that way. And across. And then down, which I've missed the corner bit, but that's fine, I guess. It's going to come along like that. And then the corner piece And then the rest of it is concrete. There you go. And right along the middle. Up there. And these ones. And up here. Said I was going to build it in this episode, and that's the plan. Nursery is just going to be that. Concrete. Actually, you know what? I might treat the nursery too. It's only because this nursery here is sort of access. Like I would ideally want the nursery to be... Not that it matters, really. You want it to be probably a bit better in terms of the... Probably a bit better in terms of the flooring. Something not as hard as concrete slab. A bit of carpet, mate. Yeah. Not go miss. The prison is not running at maximum capacity. We can house 34 more inmates. Protective custody, medium and minimum. But I've got all this set up. Hang on. Intake. Fill capacity. Minimum, medium. Right, that's... Okay, I don't know what the game is... Ah, right. So the game is saying that we can house more than what we actually can because it's calculating the family cells because those are designated either medium or minimum. And obviously over here as well. That's all that's happened there. Fine. Let me just double check our programs. And I can see that we have the tunnels. Definitely tunnels. Remove tunnels. Second tunnel that I found, I think. I haven't got a tunnel search, actually. Let's do a tunnel search right now. It's always good to do something like that. And set up automatic ones as well. So I might set up an automatic tunnel search. Not that it often works. Yeah, it was going to be the general education qualification. I can see that people are on it. And we are running it, but none of them have finished it. It's just taken a while. Foundation education program, lots of people interested. 65% pass rates, 69 for the kitchen safety and hygiene. Hey! And pharmacological treatment of drug addiction, sadly. And nobody's actually on it, so I could probably stop it to make money. Nobody's on it, so I'll get rid of that for now. Alcoholics group. There's lots of people on it, so that's all right. Parole hearing, keep running that. Spiritual guidance, some in the queue. There we are. Workshop safety, we're not going to run. Same as carpentry. Solar panel. Animal therapy. Meeting room, we don't have a meeting room. Many people said that this chapel could be changed to a meeting room, and I think on reflection we probably could. I would put somewhere, not necessarily in the common room, maybe even in their cells, a prayer mat. In the cells, a general thing is prayer mat, exercise mat. Ideally, prayer mat, exercise mat, pet bird, and a bookshelf. And with that, almost certainly the inmates will never need to leave their cells apart from, going to eat. But since we're grading, we don't want obviously that stuff in here. But yeah, this chapel, we could change it to a meeting room and we could run more that way. Yeah. Anyway, these are graded, I reckon, probably 14. 13. What do we need to increase it? Pet bird? I still haven't built that. Still waiting for pet bird to come in. 14. So it is going to be 14. That was more luck than judgment. Okay. Anyway, money's good. Grading is still better than acceptable. Punishments and reforms good. Security and health is okay. So yeah, let me double check the grading over here. I'm also just going to build this nursery just to get it done. Let's just do it. Serving table. Small. Cribs. Playmat. Small bench. Small table. Oh, sorry, no. Table small. Then bench small. That's acceptable. Done. Parole's getting done as well. Right. Done. Security room. So let me just I'll just build it. Let me just get it built. Office desk. In the middle. With a... Where is it? Where is it? Office chair. That'll do. That'll do. Right. Yeah, so. Graderings. Graded at 14 of 15. One more would get that leveled up. Soft pillows would do the job. Canvas punch bags, etc. I'm going to just pause it. Because needs. It all comes down to needs. So let's just take one of the cells. Nicely graded. Very nicely graded. Bladder, bowels, sleep. Yes. Food, yes, but not here, elsewhere. Safety and hygiene, hopefully. Exercise, yes, we have a exercise mat. Family need, we've got a bird. Recreation, TVs, and a radio, yes. Comfort, environment, and privacy and freedom, yes. Apart from maybe freedom, but the rest of it should be okay. Clothing and is met elsewhere. Spirituality, yes, is fine. Actually, the clothing bit I'm not too sure on. I'll keep an eye on that one. Spirituality is fine because we've got a prayer mat in there. Literature, we've got a bookshelf, and luxuries, we've got a pet bird. So there's nothing in this list that we need to place for the... There's nothing we need to place to meet more needs. So what I'm going to do is place something that'll look good, and I think it's canvas and paints. So there we go. And then this will grade... This family cell's not got a shower head in. I haven't placed it. This will then grade these to grade 15. Even though obviously I've done all this thing in the family cells, even though they're not graded, they don't get a grade, do they? Logistics grade? No, they don't get a grade because they just don't. Like I say, I don't think I'll need them. And well, the reason why I've just placed them like that is if I want to quickly change them to a cell from a family cell. It's a case of going to here and then click and drag. And then I don't have to do it. It's dealt with. It's completely dealt with. Right. Deployment. No. Intelligence. Security menu. Vulnerable. Prisoner Porter. Helena Porter. Do I know protective custody? I'll do the same thing for... I mean, is it just easier doing it from here? Yes, Stevens. Because you can, from this menu, from informants, you can select inmates. Whereas in the security menu, can you click on them that way? Oh, you can click on them and then change it that way. Yeah, so there's still ways of doing it. That's fine. Anyway, those are the two inmates that need to be transferred over. Quick build custom cloning. And it's going to be all of that. And it goes in here. Because this is going to have all of the stuff that we need to support here. So things like... ooh, that's a thing actually. Wiring door swervos. So the doors will swerve over there. That's actually slightly wrong, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to go metal detectors. Place one in there. And I'm going to need another door, aren't I? So, walls and doors, jail doors. That's all good. So that'll connect up to that. Right. How many CCTV cameras do I have? 6. That is fine. That one should be the same as well. It is. So I can have 2... I've got basically 2, 4, 6, 8 spare slots if I wanted 8 cameras in here. I really don't. I want 1 and 2. I just need 2 in there just to cover that. Yeah, these are also set correctly. That's great. That's what we want. Deployment. I haven't set up any patrols in here. So I will do just that. So I'll put a patrol around. Patrol around. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to have to come back to this, aren't I? It's going to be magenta, I think. Let me just run that. And that is going to be dog handler on there. Going to have in a... I'll have a dog handler and a guard. I don't even think I need them there. Patrolling in here. I'm not going to have them there. I'll have a dog handler and a guard. That'll be fine. I also need some more dog handlers. There's 16. There's some more cooks. There's no infirmary, by the way, for this area. It is what it is. This is getting built, which is good. Once this is built, I think I'm going to build a training room. And I think it's going to be here. We're going to have an area that is for training. And I'm going to make it simple on myself and build it like that. And have a door there. It comes down. And then you've got basically classroom and a training room. Fairly simple as it goes. We don't need to overcomplicate things. Why would we? Why do we need to overcomplicate things? Because I do, sadly. Right, this needs to come down and wiring to there. The rest of it will be that. That'll do. I think that'll actually connect it up, but yeah, whatever. That'll do. Sell a little bit. And then wiring. So, also, all these staff only. My mistake. Come on, staff only. There we are. That's fine. Those are good. That one can change to open for anyone. So that we can actually still have. If we go over to our regime, we do have protective custody regime. And we do have, in policy, we do still have policies for these. I will actually up there. I should probably change these. If they do something bad, they go back up to yeah. If basically if there's any level of misbehavior when it comes to things like serious injury and murder, we should probably have these go up. Murder. I'll say up. Actually, wait. Serious injury, you go up a category. I could even say attack staff. Murder is max. Yeah, that's fine. So match with minimum. Match with minimum for now. I probably will need to change these, but it is what it is. This is where you search their cells. I don't think I really went through this one. Meal quantity and variety is different as well. So we'll just say minimum security gets everything. Medium gets medium. And then these other two are going to be medium quantity but low variety. Protective custody, you can have everything high and high. There we go. So that's set. And the rest of it is solitary where it needs to be with some lockdown. I think that's okay. I haven't really done anything with the privilege and stuff, but that's normally graded okay, as in certain things happen like visitation mail, prison labour, etc. You get and do less as you go up higher in the grading. So actually I think that's fine. I'll come back to the policy if and when we need to. Is what I'm getting at. Right. Utilities, wiring, connections, CCTV monitor, 1 and then... Excuse me. 2. Door control system, 1, 2, 3. That also makes me obviously want to change these. They're not permanently locked open as they should not be. And I'm going to go for some phone booths because we just don't have any. Phone booths can go... I mean, I could technically put a phone booth in every cell if I really wanted to. That might be a bit overkill. Are these graded the highest? They are graded the highest, and a phone would not help. not going to put the phones in there. Even though they've got, like, a computer and stuff. They've got an office desk with computers. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put in phone booths in the canteen, maybe. This is going to be a common room. I just haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with it. It's probably going to be, let's say, a common room. And then we'll just connect these up with the phone taps. I think I've connected the other phone taps up, right? Yeah, it looks to be the case. I've only got 2 going in here. No, 3. That should be acceptable. Still surprised we haven't had a person pass the general education qualification. That surprises me. Okay. So. Training room. Let's get it built. Don't need this corridor to go all the way there. We just need it technically to have go there, and then we can have an offset one, but it doesn't much matter. Is there any other room I need for staff? Actually, an armory would be nice. So this will become a bit of an armory. Now that I think of it, that's fine. Right, let's make some changes. So I need a classroom, I need an armory, and I need a... Sorry, brain went on screensaver for a moment. Classroom, armory, and a meeting room. So let me put in the walls, and then let's think about how we are going to plan that. To make the most of it, I'm going to go for classroom first and just roughly designate that. The classroom will... It doesn't need to be graded. The guards do not care whether it's graded or not. They care not. So I'm going to put that in there. And school desks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 18. You can only have 20 people at a time. I'm going to put a bit more, like that. I could actually, wait, I could just remove that. No, I don't want them clambering over. It just didn't make much sense. Let me put them school desks back in. Right, and then the walls. Darn it. I was going to build along and such. That's not going to work out. 6, 12, 18, 24. Right, that. I mean, the armory can just go at the bottom, realistically, if I really need to. Armory's not a minimum size. And a meeting room. We can do that. For that, we will have doors and a remote door. The hardest door in the game. Okay. Back over the doors. And door goes there. I'll actually put the walls in as well. Does help, right? Put some lighting in. So one at each of the end of the corridors. Like that. Then like that. Electrical cable can run in. I'll have in a... This is where it's going to break. A door servo. Which I'll have to lock open that remote door, because otherwise they won't do anything with it. I'll do the meeting room stuff in a second. This should all be staff only, which it now is. And obviously there's all the objects for things like armory, which is guard lockers, which I don't need that amount. But it is what it is. Let me put the rest of it in. Weapons rack, I'm going to put in there. Table small. That'll be fine. Meeting room. You just need... oh, no, wait. Sorry, it's not a meeting room. It's a training room. Training room. There's classrooms, meeting rooms, training rooms. I would argue that you could probably roll them in. But I think it's more of a case of game came out, DLC. You know, they need different rooms to add to it. And it is actually, on the face of it, easier. To say, here's a new room and here's the objects you need, rather than, by the way, the previous rooms, you need these different objects now. I can understand why it was done. Let's see then. So we want a... Let's make this a little bit fancier, actually. Because we can. Let's have that go there. Blackboard there. Don't know why it would do it that way, but whatever. What else do we need? Do we need in a chair? Office chair. I mean, the blackboard there is just stupid. I'm actually building it the opposite from this side, and I don't know why. Right, start again. Just start that again. So we want a chair. I'm going to put it in that corner. It is a training room. So you need an office desk. You don't need a blackboard, but I am just going to put one in either side because it would make sense, even though you don't need one. You then need chairs, you need rat traps, you need first aid stuff. So the first aid stuff goes on the wall. Well, I say it goes on the wall. It has to go on the wall. I'm just going to place them there. Grip bin. Just going to place a row at the bottom. Rat trap. Going to place along there. Actually, no, I'm not going to place along there. Why would I place that many? We need... I'm going to do this again. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24. And I will place the rat traps in, actually. That's our room. Okay. We'll have our flooring, which is concrete. And then for this, we'll have iron floor. Got an overdose there. And a tunnel. Oh, definitely a tunnel. I'm glad I went to check that out. So both inmates are being looked at. Yeah, let me do a tunnel search. I'll come back to that one. So the classroom and the training room. I'm just going to go with the carpet brown because it mirrors what's going on, like sort of here. Okay. Let me go ahead and go to... There's that tunnel being detected. No, there's that tunnel being found. And there's more tunnels. There's a lot more tunnel. Staff programs anywhere. I'm going to wait for this to be built. And by the way, there's lots of stuff happening here. People are going to get tasers and body armor. Actually, no. Sorry, they are just going to get body armor. We found 2 tunnels. There's a grant we've done. 40 grand grant completion payment, which is Reform Through Education Initiative, I believe. Excellent. I'm going to run guard taser certification. I'm going to run first aid training. I don't need to do fire safety training, but I might as well do it because why not? We've got the cash. Okay. So, over here. Remove tunnels. But there's still more. I think it's that one. And I think there was one over this side as well. So the way to fix this is probably quite simple. That got a lot closer than I thought. Right. Remove. Okay, that's a problem. That is a problem. And there's another one there as well. I think the quickest way of fixing this is, as always, and I never learn, remove the laundry. I always try to think, you know what? Nah, we'll just... I mean, oh, that's his dangers, but the laundry's not providing any... That's wrong. That's wrong, is it not? Laundry does provide digging implements, specifically ropes. And you can even see it says stolen from the laundry. It says stolen from the laundry, but dangers, it doesn't say it's been supplied from there. There's something wrong on that front. Okay. Either way, the quickest way would be to not have the laundry or make it staff only. That would simply just fix the issue. But we are... there is one thing. We are detecting these. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We have Finished protective custody. We've got a training centre. And we're detecting tunnels. So we've got all that going for us, which is nice. Money is great. I do think next episode is another... It's just another case of going for the cloning and upping the grade. That's what we're going to do. Okay. There's also another tunnel, which I do think is there, which I will dismantle and prioritise. Oh, maybe not. Is it this one? And they didn't detect it on the way past, so maybe it isn't that one. Okay. I'm going to leave that for now, as I said. Next episode, we're going to probably set up some automatic tunnel searches and think about start to clone along. We're going to have a look at the transfers. So, yep, we need to go through some of those, so we'll sort that out. And, yeah, let's see how we get on. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, we'll go from there. Overall, I think the whole progress is pretty good. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.